again from Global TT. The entire TTT team, with special mention to Mrs. Diane Robertson, I just saw you, but also to your entire team who's making the live streaming now possible and also coaching and mentoring our interns to get into this space. So thank you, TTT. Miss Wendy Fitzwilliam, executive producer for Champions of the Galaxy. Jerome Board, manager of Dwayne Bravo. Miss Maleni Joseph from the Caribbean Development Bank in Barbados. Program coordinator for the Academy of Performing Arts of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Roger Henry and his staff. Manager of C15 Studios, Miss Lorraine O'Connor. Gian Franco from Pavilion Plus and his team. And IMAX for their amazing venue for all of the festival and to the entire team of IMAX. Thank you so much. And also a warm welcome to our regional partners and to all of our students here and in the background and everywhere, also outside. Thank you for your wonderful support and for having the courage to join this learning journey and where you are already working in a festival. I know you're new and it's you're not really professionals yet, but what I see from here, you're just minutes away from being that professional. So thank you so much for being here. To everyone, your presence here affirms of the growing importance of the animation, digital media, and creative technology sector in shaping new economic pathways in the Caribbean. At this time, it is my pleasure to invite not just the founder and festival of Animae Caribe, but the creator of this IP launching today, Ms. Camille Selvon, to introduce Champions of the Galaxy. Camille.
So thank you everyone for being here. First of all, I just want to make sure all protocols observed. Thank you everyone for being here. What you're seeing on the screen, this is not final artwork. This is just things that our team played around with. So that's not what it's going to look like. When Bruno comes in, he will go through the whole process with you as to what has to happen, right? So this is just so that the presentation looks nice. So good morning. It is an honor to officially present Champions of the Galaxy this morning. I want to briefly share the origin of this idea, why it matters, and the vision guiding it. Why did we do this? The concept began over 3 years ago after more than 2 decades of the Animae Caribe Festival. As the festival grew, one truth became clear, very, very clear. To elevate the Caribbean animation sector, we needed a unifying project. That was very clear. One that builds capacity, because that's one of our challenges, capacity. One that strengthens regional collaboration, and why that is important is because we have micro studios in the Caribbean. We don't have big studios, and if you looked at Gabriel's film yesterday, that was 38 minutes, and we saw like 500 people, right? It wasn't 500, but it looked like 500, right? So big teams, and the challenge is that the Caribbean has micro studios. So studios with 3, 5, 10, and that will not work in a real situation. So this project is gonna allow us to create something that allows us to work together. So we asked ourselves, what truly connects us as a people? What truly, right? This is just on the surface. So Carnival, of course, right? Carnival connects us because all of the Caribbean islands, we celebrate Carnival. But we had to be a little more specific, and we thought, okay, what about cricket? What about cricket? Cricket stands as a universal force, shared across continents, not just Caribbean. It is rooted in our history and capable of reshaping narratives of inclusion. That is why we are doing it. The underlying tone of it is about inclusion. It is about diversity. It is about identity. And cricket offered the project foundation to build a story that reflects who we are and who we aspire to be. Next page. So, cricket-inspired creative concept have emerged before. So we had some books written. In fact, a very old one is called Beyond the Boundary by C.L.R. James. You'll need to, those who want to understand more about the history, C.L.R. James wrote a book called Beyond the Boundaries. We've had local animators who did some projects and put it out there. So it's not the first. And these efforts, what they did was laid important groundwork, all right? Our goal now is to build on that foundation that was built before and take it further. To do that, we needed a Caribbean ambassador with the right influence, integrity, most of all, integrity, and global resonance. And one name kept coming up because I'd ask around that, and one name kept coming up. Y'all could guess. I mean, you'll probably know, but you know who that is? Huh? Does anybody don't know who I'm talking about? Of course. And he likes to be called DJ Dwayne Bravo, right? DJ, because he's DJ also now, right? So, DJ Dwayne Bravo. To secure his involvement took about 2 years. I was behind him for about 2 years. And we had meetings. I took him to the studio. He met with Wendy and I. Wendy Fitzwilliam is the executive producer also several times. And after the second year, from us really pestering him almost, he said, listen, speak to my manager. If my manager says yes, we go in. So that is where the manager came in, who is sitting here with us today, and we're really, really thankful, Jerome, for you being here. And I think it was after 2 weeks of speaking to you, you kind of gave the initial nod that this is valuable. So thank you. So Mr. Jerome, Ms. Jerome, we acknowledge you today, right? And Dwayne officially signed on as in a LOI. Students and LOI is a letter of interest. He officially signed on a few months ago so that we could speak his name and speak it confidently that he is endorsing this project. So could we go to the next screen? So what you're seeing here, as I said, these are just sketches that our guys, Bruno and the team behind it, one of the things we want to do is capture the Caribbean essence. So these were done, we threw it out to people and said, let's do this. So what you're seeing on screen is not what we're going for, but it's those kind of early drafts. And they were created by young Caribbean designers like Jonathan Garcia, a UTT student, Matthew Hudson, who is one of our first animators in Trinidad and Tobago, Lenda Lara, who is an amazing illustrator, and many, many others. They reflect the heart of the project because we want that to come over when the final film gets seen. So it's a story built on, as I said, on inclusion, diversity, sci-fi and adventure in nature. Of course, we must have the humor and an unmistakable rhythm of the Caribbean. So this project is already global in scope. Could I get the next slide? Next one. This project is already global in scope, involving talent from France, India, Trinidad and Tobago, the Philippines. Executive producer, Mr. Bruno Zarka, whom you will hear from after me, is instrumental to this development. Can I get the next slide? A major driver of Champions of the Galaxy is the urgent need to scale our creative industry. So this is the team that was before. Don't play that yet, please. The team that was before, if you could go back, is who I spoke of. So that's just the images there. But the major driver of the Champions is the urgent need to scale our creative sector. And this project directly addresses that. That challenge addresses the challenge by empowering our youths and creating genuine international linkages. Studios across the Caribbean are already involved, ePixel in Tobago. You're here. Could we see your hand? You all look out for ePixel from Tobago. They are the young studio of the Caribbean that is on a path to greatness, and they're here. We also have with us Guyana Animation Network, who will be part of the project, Creative Tech Hub in Suriname, of which Anushka is the manager, Imagine Tunes in Jamaica, Animae Caribe House in Trinidad and Tobago, and we're very, very excited about our recent MOU signing with ICAIC in Cuba, and we have the ambassador representing ICAIC in Cuba, and they are also part of the project. So alongside them are dozens of independent artists, students, emerging talent, and through this project, Caribbean creators will gain access to high-level international production, opening career pathways and building long-term capacity. So of course, we spoke about the remarkable leadership, and we are really, really honored to have Miss Wendy Fitzwilliam as one of our executive producers also. So before we continue, I would like to share some brief messages from some of the members of the team who are not currently in this room, but who it was really, really important for them to be part of this. So I'll just move aside so we could move to the next screen.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alice Dizon Manuel, currently working as a consultant for Animae Caribe House focusing on business development. Hello, everyone. I'm Alice Dizon Manuel, currently working as a consultant for Animae Caribe House focusing on business development and production management. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate Animae Caribe Festival on its 24th year of celebration. It's truly an honor to be part of this vibrant community, and I'm excited to see the Caribbean region continue to grow as a leading creative hub in partnership with global animation companies. The artists and the animators here possess remarkable creativity and have the potential to produce world-class animation content. In recent months, I've been in active discussions with clients and partners from various countries, and it is inspiring to see their enthusiasm about collaborating with Animae Caribe House. Many are encouraged by the government support through incentives and rebates, which strengthens the region's competitiveness on the global stage. I'm also thrilled to announce the start of the development for Animae Caribe House's original IP, Champions of the Galaxy. Our team will soon begin production on a trailer, and we are looking forward to sharing it with the world. Once again, congratulations to Animae Caribe Festival on this milestone, and here's to even greater things ahead.
Hi everyone, I'm Manoj Mishra, CEO of Power Kids Entertainment. I couldn't be there in person today, but I'm incredibly proud and deeply honored to be part of this historic launch of Champions of the Galaxy. Power Kids is thrilled to join hands with Animae Caribe and the legendary Gwen Bravo on this trailblazing series. It's a partnership powered by creativity, culture and pure ambition, and one which we truly value. My warmest congratulations to Animae Caribe on this phenomenal launch. At Power Kids, we always believe that animation doesn't just entertain, it inspires, and Champions is the perfect reflection of the beliefs. We look forward to taking Champions of the Galaxy to the audience worldwide and showcasing the next generation that when cricket, courage and creativity comes together, heroes don't just play the game, they redefine it as well. Thank you so much.
I want to say a big congratulations to the Animae Caribe team on this amazing launch. I'm truly sorry I couldn't be there in person, but I'm so proud to be a part of something very special. Growing up in Santa Cruz, cricket was not just a sport. For me, it was a way of to dream big, believe that a little boy from Santa Cruz, Trinidad, could one day make it to the world stage. And that's what this series is all about. Showing our kids that their stories, their voices and their roots matters. So to all the young fans and the future champions watching, keep dreaming, keep believing, and stay proud. Whatever you want to do in life, you can achieve. Our stories are worth telling, and now we are bringing them to life in animation. Blessings and love to each and every one of you from the champion.
By saying I want to express my sincere thanks to the ministry representative, who you will hear from soon, to international partners, to Jerome, the manager of Dwayne himself, for believing in the project, because we had a meeting yesterday and that was felt that he believed in the project. And every one of you who is in this room, hello, Miss Wendy Fitzwilliam. Thank you for being here. Oh, great. That's what we want to hear. So we acknowledging, we did mention that Wendy is an executive producer for the project, and she's here today in our presence. So the vision is bold, we know that, and today marks only the beginning. There is a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of money to be raised, which is why Wendy just came in, because she's speaking to so many people, bringing to the table. It is now my pleasure to invite Mr. Bruno Zarka to present the next part of this session. He will walk us through not only the financial, but the global industry and the impact of champions of the galaxy that can happen, and why this project positions the Caribbean to step confidently onto the world stage. Welcome, Bruno.
Thank you, Camille. Good morning. I'm going to take the microphone. Good morning, I'm Bruno. I'm very, very pleased to be here, and happy birthday, first of all, because 24 years, that's something, and that's a very great gift. So I remember a year ago when I met for the first time Camille, thanks to Alice, a very dear friend of mine. And she said to me, do you know Trinidad and Tobago? And I said, yeah, like a destination for scuba diving and pleasure. And we started to discuss with Camille, and I fell in love with the energy and how we can bring this energy differently, how we can tell stories never said before, and why, after all, it was so difficult that never any stories was told from Caribe, really. So we started to discuss, and we went into Champion of the Galaxy. It's been a fantastic journey so far. So I called some friends, notably Manoj Mishra, you met, with one of the largest studio in India and the most international one. And he got convinced immediately of not the necessity, but the importance to build a collaboration, a bridge across sports and sports with values between India and Trinidad and Caribbean. Why? Because it's helping kids to step out. We see Dwayne Bravo as a foundation, as it was written, is trying to help the kids, because sports as values that can help children across the world to become leaders. And what is a leader is an example. And that's exactly the mission we see here, is how these can become, and how a show can not only entertain, it can go in this moment of the industry, become a leading adventure, inspiring kids. So having said that, yeah, we need to go back a little bit in the story. So we've been able to convince Manoj to come as what we call in our industry a co-producer, meaning that he engaged with his studio to finance 50% of the production. And we did this during, I think, Annecy, no? Correct. Yeah, so a few months later, we were there ready to start the development. I would say we decided also along the go, because I remember when Camille first time presented me the project, she wanted to do a TV series, and they said, why? Right, why a TV series? Why should we need episodes to tell a story where actually this world today is changing? Why we need to go on television and asking across the globe to networks, oh, like what we do, and then they said, what have you done before? We said, all right, We tried. Right, no, correct. And I think all of you here, and even the new studio, which is a rising star here, is facing the same. Like having a pitch that's already complicated, getting the pitch confirmed, not receiving an email 2 days before, like, so sorry, Matt is having a problem. Can we reschedule? That's another moment. And then pitching and realizing that you've been working for years to have 30 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes to tell a story and then say, oh, thank you, we call you back. That's the hard way, no? So, and we said, let's make a movie. Let's not be like shy. If we're able to make a TV series, we're able to make 26 episodes of 22 minutes. You realize how many? Can't we do just 90 minutes of a story? But and there we have an audience. You're there. We are in a theater. So we don't need to go all around the world. We have India. India is the largest market in the world for the theatrical industry. It's a self-contained. Nigeria, Africa is showing now that the world is changing. Like the theatrical industry in Africa is becoming one of the largest and is self-sufficient. It doesn't need to go to Hollywood to show it. Even Netflix goes there to buy their next shows. No, I just heard that one of the major streamers bought from a young girl in Nigeria something she was shooting on her mobile phone. They were not able to do that. No, and she was doing 100 million views all across Africa. So that's existing. And here, Caribe, we are in an IMAX structure. And Caribe is not only Trinidad and Tobago, it's multitude of islands, multitude of cultures bounded together by sports, carnival, much more than this, an history. And that history is essential. So that's why we took this road and we are there. I'm very, very confident that all of you will understand the importance, not to spend money to do a movie, but to leverage the culture and what you call the diaspora to another level and show to all the kids across the globe that there are other stories to be told, inspiring, done in other places. Because I would like to say, since how many years we are going to keep thinking that 5 cities in the world are the only cities able to do entertainment and movies? Can you tell me? I was entering your IMAX here. I saw only American movies, not one of yours. So does it mean in Caribbean nobody does movies? I don't believe it, no? So it's a good question. So that's why I'm here. That's why I was so honored and so proud to be a part of this adventure this year. And even if I don't travel a lot, I'm a countryman, you know. So I'm what they call a co-producer. What is a producer? Is a guy in the shadow. He doesn't want to show his face to anyone. So they had to convince me to take 13 hours flight and come here. But it's a real pleasure because what I discovered here is an energy. And that energy is not just like money. It's more than this. That's a bond between all of you and something you share because it's not the story of Champion of the Galaxy which is important. It's how the kids, the children, the families all across those different countries are going to resonate. And how inspiring it will be to have another movie from other producers. How all this is essential for not your economy, but for the generation to come. So that's what I wanted to tell you today. Yeah, we need money, of course. We already have. It's going to be between $3 and $3.5 million movie, more or less, altogether. Already 1.4 on the table. So then a little bit of grants here, goodwills. People wanted to do something all together. Don't see any reason why we don't do it. Thank you so much for listening to me.
Thank you, Bruno. I know that you're all inspired by Bruno's words because he brought it home because we have everything here in the region itself. He brought in also his films and his network. But I have something and I will go off script now because Camille doesn't know that this is happening. I'm supposed to close off, but I'll take a little bit more of your time, a little bit, just a little bit. But Camille, on behalf of all the Caribbean studios, so not just Creative Tech Hub Caribbean in Suriname, but also Guyana Animation Studios and the network in Guyana, and also in Jamaica, Jamaica Animation Network and the studios there, and the ones in Barbados. I'd like to thank you for not just 1 year or 10 years, but for 24 years being in the front and going around the world and bringing in all these intellectual people, but also investors, and giving us Caribbean studios, because we are just creatives in a small micro environment, micro and small medium enterprises, doing things we love, creating a little bit, producing a little bit, and it's not much on the global scale. If you look at the GDP of each of the countries in the Caribbean, you will not find above 5% of the contribution that the creative industry is bringing in, because we are not measuring it yet. But also, if we measure it, it's hidden in something else. So it may be hidden in digital transformation or in professional services. So study the GDPs of each of the countries I just named, including Trinidad. And then you'll see, because we don't take on the creative sector yet as the high potential it has, because we don't see what is here right in front of us. And like Bruno just mentioned, some of the things that are right here in front of us. But then you saw that 24 years ago, and you told us this is something that can happen here. And as we collaborate with Animae Caribe and Animae Caribe House, we also see how things that we previously thought wasn't possible for us in the Caribbean. Come on, someone in a village in Suriname working on a project that is for the global stage, that's not something you can comprehend. And if you cannot imagine something, you won't be able to dream about it, or, if you haven't seen it before, you will not be able to have that as an ambition. And you brought that close to us by inviting us every year for Animae Caribe. It's my 7th year at the festival. I came here the first years as a participant and observing, and now for 5 years, I'm an integral part of the Animae Caribe. So I have seen how every time new entities have emerged from Animae Caribe. Not just our studio in Suriname, but also the network in Suriname and in Jamaica, in the rest of the Caribbean, you see how. And that's you and Roxanne. So I'd like to thank you all from all of our studios. I had a call with them and we said we wanted to thank you and give you a huge shout out, and also tell you that next year we're celebrating 25 years, so we will be all here on the ground to celebrate that. So October 2026, we celebrate the 25th anniversary of Animae Caribe. Can I have a huge round of applause for all of the people? And I'm saying Camille because, yes, it's all of us. It's Aisha, Astra, Lisa, Ali, Sean, Roxanne, Kiwan and his team, everyone pitching in, Shade. But it's really important to have a leader who sees the vision, but who can also translate it into a language that we understand and make it for us plausible that this can happen right here. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. So thank you. We will now transition to our official photo opportunity. No? Did I miss someone? Of course. It's on my agenda. Why did I not see it? I think I'm so excited about 25 years, but let's do 24 years really well. I see what happened. Yes, sorry. Now that we've heard from Camille, from Bruno, and we see that Champions of the Galaxy is possible, we also have people who are supporting us in this journey. And I'd like to invite now The Cuban ambassador, His Excellency Mr. Gustavo Daniel Feliz Olivares. If you could come up the stage and address the audience. I think he just went outside for a bit. While we wait for him, yes, I see Kiwan going out to get him. He was just here. Yes. Right. So what do you want to see on the 25th edition of Animae Caribe? Local animations? Caribbean animations? Someone else? What would you like to see? I like to see everyone who once was part of Animae Caribe coming back. Just to show like how they got, because the festival is like a catalyst. So you come together, it's like we're in a pressure cooker now. And it's really tough, Zul. You will see us running around sometimes and sometimes trying to keep it cool because no one has to see what's happening in the background. But, it's like in a pressure cooker, but the food gets ready really quickly after that because afterwards you have all these beautiful dishes that we didn't know was part of here. A sneak peek of Champions of the Galaxy. Wow. Not you 2 minutes. Right. Thank you for thinking with us. The Cuban ambassador, His Excellency Mr. Gustavo Daniel Feliz Olivares. Please.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to be here this morning to say hello, everyone. I really would like to highlight one thing. First, this is a great coincidence that we are on the context of coming celebration of 53rd anniversary of the bilateral relationship between Cuba and Trinidad and Tobago. Cuba really highlight and have a great value of this formal relation bilaterals that were established, as I said before, 53 years ago. This is by first. Second, but not less important, I really appreciate the invitation, the initiative of Animae Caribbean, in particular, Ms. Camille Selbon, that invite us to take a participation with you, representative of Trinidad and Tobago, in this project. Maybe you're aware that two of our filmmaker directors were working for quite a long time. I don't know exactly how many times, but for a long time as part of the Caribbean anime networks, here in Trinidad and Tobago, and made a modest contribution in teaching some of your people here. Formal, we already signed the memorandum of understanding between our Cuban National Industry for Movies and Cinematography and Animae Caribbean. I think all the opportunity that the peoples, the country have to be closer are really important. My appreciation for that, and hope that we continue to be together. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you, Ms. Selbon.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. Yes, we also work with Cuba. I have forgotten to include them in my speech, but yes, let's go forward.
We also work with Suriname and with all Caribbean countries that allow us.
True, true.
Cuba is not member of the CARICOM format, but Cuba has a strong relationship with all CARICOM countries. Suriname included. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he has a mic for you.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you, Suriname, as well. Cuba is not. I understand you are saying my daughter is journalist. As I said before, Cuba is not member of the CARICOM formal, but Cuba have a strong relationship, and Cuba defend the relationship with all Caribbean countries. We also Caribbean country. We share the same Caribbean Sea. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. You will be happy to know, Mr. Ambassador, that the marketing manager of my company, Creative Tech Hub Caribbean, she's Cuban. Yeah, and she lives in Suriname, and we have many Cuban people living in Suriname. Yes. Right. This brings us to the support from the ministry, and I'd like to invite Miss Leslie Ann Wills Caton from Global TT to come and address the audience briefly and share with us her vision for developing the industry further. Thank
Thank you. Good morning. And of course, congratulations to 24. I wanted to start off by saying Joseph Nye coined the term soft power. And soft power is a country's ability to use the culture, the people, the assets, that intangible value of who we are to influence an environment, to influence the economic impact of a space. And today I feel filled with pride to be here, to see that we're building on that soft power. For many years, we looked at television and see, Europe and the US, and we were not represented. And what we don't realize is the media is marketing for a country. The media tells us who we are. The media defines us. And if we're unable to tell our stories, to show who we are, to pass it on, then we will not have that economic impact. And that's really what I want to say today. Our support should be way beyond, but we're here, and this is the beginning. It's 24 years in the works, but this is really a pivotal point for us to stand on. And for me, representing the creative sector, you have my full support. I will lobby every single day. I have been since I started in 2020 to really get us to tell our stories, whether it be digital, whether it be on TV. And I know it breaks my heart too when you only see international films showing, but we're working on it. We just had one screen in the cinemas, but each day I really push for filmmakers, content creators to tell your story, because the soft power is important and we need to understand more of that. So congratulations. And of course, all the best to champions of the galaxy.
Thank you, Mrs. Leslie Ann. Soft power and economic impact to diversify our economy is really important. And I'm taking that home with me to Suriname as well, but we'll have that a lot. Now we have another term for what we are doing, soft stepping into our soft power. Yes, it's really important what we have today. We have the official media launch now, and more people will get informed about the festival. We have a full program for today, this afternoon, but also tomorrow, the Students' Day. So I'd like to invite you to come to each of the sessions and see. We have had in the past 24 years, not of course, but I know of 7 years, the 24 years. What I have seen is parents bringing their kids saying, hey, my daughter or my son is really good in drawing, or they're very creative on the computer, and then they use all these paint and other softwares to create something. Can you show how we can develop further? How can they make a career out of this? So I'm also very proud to say that Camille has been very instrumental in starting the BFA program at UTT in animation, Bachelor's in Fine Arts in UTT, because that's also important to develop a sector, to have access to qualified personnel. And like I said, it's really important for us to create new jobs, and that is what Champions of the Galaxy will do, bring jobs closer to our youth. Youth employment is important in a region where 60% of the youth, if you look at the numbers in the Caribbean, 60% of the population is below the age of 40 years. So if you take us in, so it means we need to create newer jobs, and that most of our youth are not willing to step into the old, much more regular, much more traditional jobs that we know of. So they don't want to go into agriculture or everyone becoming a lawyer or finance person, but we need those people really badly. So let's not wipe that off, but have creative jobs as well. We will now finally go to our photo moment. And I would like to invite our partners, the presenters of today, and our special guests to join us here in the front of the stage. So if I may invite all of you here in the front row to come here on the stage for a photo op. And I'd like to thank all of you for coming out for this media launch. I'd also like to thank TTT for doing the live streaming today and all of the other days. I would also like to thank everyone who has been involved in making this possible. Thank you so much, and congratulations on the start of Champions of the Galaxy. I'm talking while I'm waiting for my guests to come in front, so please come. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the festival. Can I have Bruno? Yes. Can I have two students help me move the table? Thank you. May I have the ladies in the middle? If I could have the ladies in the middle. Mr. Ambassador, can I ask you to step right here, Camille? Bruno, come, Bruno. Come a bit forward. Come forward. Leslie, may I ask you to come? Sean, are you ready? Sean? Where's Sean? Is he taking the picture? Okay. Diane? Oh, yes. Diane. Let's take this one and then I'll ask some other people to come in as well. CDB, yes. I'm just needing Diane to come. All right. So Sean, can I have this picture? Y'all got it? Champion. Thank you. While we will ask you to remain, because we want to take a few more pictures, I'd like to end the official live streaming as well of the program. So thank you so much for everyone for joining us for the official media launch of Animae Caribe 2025, the 24th edition of the festival. We look forward to seeing you in all of the activities that we have the coming days. And thank you once again for viewing.